Hi, I'm Marlo with Marlo Gets Fit, coming to you from Grants Pass, Oregon. It is a little bit late tonight, but look, I'm in this beautiful forest. Got this cool new background, so I had to try it out. So I just wanted to do a quick update. I wanted to talk to you about how intermittent fasting or fasting can improve your pleasure and change the way you think about food and improve your pleasure and also lead to good health. But first I want to do a couple of updates. It's Wealth Wednesday. I hope that you went and participated. Ray Higdon started Wealth Wednesday, and it's just totally awesome. It's where you exchange or do a random act of kindness for a stranger, a financial exchange, and you go out, you pay for the person behind you and drive through, you leave an extra large tip, or you can put $5 bill in a diaper box in the store, something like that. Something that will give someone else, brighten their day, give them a smile on their face, and it leads to you having a smile on your face. You feel better, they feel better, and you never know when just a little random act of kindness can totally turn someone's day around. They might be having a horrible day, and that little something that you do can totally change it around for them, and then they'll have a ripple effect and spread it around. So it's really great also for your money mindset. Let me just get this shared really fast. Facebook is not cooperating. There I am. So I hope you had a good day. It's Wednesday. This week has been totally crazy for me. I've been all over the place. Like, is it Monday? Is it Tuesday? I totally forgot it was Wednesday, but then I knew it was Wealth Wednesday. It's just been crazy busy with work, crazy busy with my business and family stuff and all kinds of stuff going on. But if you don't know who I am, I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I have a full-time job, and I have a home business, and I'm on a health journey, get healthy journey. I've lost 87 pounds so far and feeling awesome. I was at my heaviest weight and totally miserable, and now I'm actually having fun, playing volleyball again, living life and enjoying things. So I'm hopefully can maybe inspire a few people to do the same thing and get healthier and just feel better and live life, because I was just existing, and that was just absolutely miserable, and I couldn't even do stuff with my family. So now we're starting to do things, having more fun, and getting out there and doing stuff. So I was reading this article in this intermittent fasting guide, and I saw this thing and this article, and I wanted to share it because I found it really interesting and something that I have experienced with my fasting that I do. So it says that the gift of eating mindfully, fasting will change the way you think of food in the best possible way. And I have found this to be absolutely true. Fasting really changes the way you think about food. So let's start. Let's see. It says, who knew that dietary regimen focused on not eating could transform the way you experience eating itself? And this is so true because when you turn your attention away from all the, counting calories, counting, carbs, and juggling macronutrients and all that kind of stuff, and also the judgments of food, it can totally change the way you think about food. So it's we're also trained that certain foods are sinful. You shouldn't eat this. You shouldn't eat that. And so it really makes your mind plays tricks on you, and you're thinking about food. So it kind of damages you. Have damaged our relationship with food that we eat and dulled our ability to distinguish true hunger from simple cravings. And that is so true. I find so many things where you're eating because you're just craving it, or just because you think you should be eating, versus am I actually hungry? It says we've endowed some foods with superpowers that we shouldn't have. Fasting brings hunger back into the equation, and it leads to considerably more pleasure and potentially better health. So it says, as we now most of the time we graze our way through the day. Your body never has a chance. So if you go grazing through the day, like you're eating snacks here, you're eating breakfast, and then you're eating a donut here, you're eating some lunch, eating a little snack in the afternoon, dinner, and then you have popcorn for snack after dinner. So you're kind of grazing all day long. And it says your body never gets a chance to become truly hungry. And so your eating becomes driven by external events. So it's lunchtime, it's time to eat. It's dinner time, it's time to eat. Someone brought in donuts, so I gotta have a donut. I'm sitting down in front of the TV, so I'm gonna get some popcorn or gonna eat. And I was really bad for when I would go to work, because I sit in front of the computer and I want a snack to stay awake in front of the computer. So it's always, it leads us to events cause us to eat versus actually being hungry. So it says, let's see, they call it, what does it say? We have trouble distinguishing between physical hunger and symbolic hunger. All this confusion about hunger, it short circuits our innate sensor that tells us when to eat and when to stop. And it says, this is what I found interesting. So kids will not automatically do this. Hey, Landy. Brazil. Oh, cool. I don't know if I've had anyone from Brazil watching my videos. Maybe. That's cool. So anyway, kids are naturally, like, when, kids have this naturally at first until we train them to be differently. But you'll notice, like, if your kid's eating ice cream, which they really love, they'll stop eating. They'll leave a half a bowl of ice cream and they won't finish it because they know they're not hungry. They're full. So they stop eating. They don't just eat it because it's there, which I know I've done that many times. I got to eat it. It's there. There's donuts. I got to eat them. When they get older, they start learning from us. Oh, you shouldn't eat that. You shouldn't eat this. And then they start getting that programming too. So it's really bad. It says fasting gets us back to that inborn ability to eat what we need. It says it also allows us to rediscover the pure joy of food. And this is really cool, because nothing tastes better than that first meal after a fasting period. And that is true. When you've been fasting for a long time, that first meal tastes so good. It says if you incorporate the tenets of mindful eating in conjunction with intermittent fasting, you'll approach food as the fulfilling, even spiritual experience it can be. Because even as fasting has long been a spiritual element, so too does feeding our souls along with our bodies. So it suggests for mindful eating, so you should try mindful eating. And there's different intermittent fasting ways to do intermittent fasting, and one is a 5-2, which is alternating fasting days. But it says if you do this plan, you will have days where you consume only about 500 to 600 calories. So make them count. So on these days, you want to make conscious effort to slow your eating pace, take small bites, and remove mealtime distractions like TV or the phone. Now, if you're doing the time restricted, which is like I do, a 16-8, you want to try to experience the drinks that you're drinking, like your tea or your bone broth. I have some supplements that I drink. You want to do that with the same pleasure. So you drink them and appreciate them, appreciate the taste, and just slowly, have that appreciation for it. So mindful eating after fasting. So the first thing is slow down. You'll be truly hungry, and it can be tempting to just wolf down your food. And I have done that before, and it's not pretty. So eat a little bit, then pause, allow your blood sugar to come back. And then you can think clearly and make mindful decisions. It says, then apply the actions of mindful eating. Examine your food visually, smelling it, feeling it, slowly biting into it, and sensing its flavor and texture. Try to experience it as if you've never encountered it before. So it said that in one study, they had people who would mindfully eat like raisins, and then the other control group would just eat all the raisins. And the one that mindfully ate, they actually ate less, and they appreciated their food, that they got more pleasure in the meal afterwards. So by doing that, sensing it, tasting it, smelling it, you're actually going to get more pleasure out of your food. So I found that pretty interesting, and I do totally agree with how when I do my fasting, because I do daily, I do the intermittent fasting 16-8, so 16 hours of fasting with an 8-hour eating window. And then I do that daily, and then I do once a month an extended fast for about 70 hours, 68, 70 hours, something like that. But it totally changes the way you think about food, and you really do see how you're not really hungry. You're not hungry, you're just eating to eat. You're just eating because you want to eat, or it's time to eat, or someone brought that box of donuts in, which I really don't eat donuts anymore, but you know what I mean. So you learn that, and then if you can start controlling yourself and thinking about it more and feeling what your body really wants. Am I hungry? Should I eat? And sometimes I'll go, I usually start eating again at 11 a.m. In the morning, but sometimes I'm not hungry, or sometimes I'm just busy and I'm not really hungry, so I'll go till 12 or 1 and get some extra fasting in there. But it really does make you change your way of thinking about food, and it's really been a cool, really cool. I really enjoy it, and it's just normal now. I do the intermittent fasting. I've been doing it for about, I don't know, a year and a half or so, maybe even longer. It's been a while, and it's just pretty normal. And you can work it around your schedule. You want to do that. So some days, if special occasions going on, you'll extend or shift your hours, and it'll be perfectly fine. But if you have been thinking about intermittent fasting, because I know it's all over the news and it is the #1 Googled diet regime out there on Google. So if you've been thinking about it and you want to get started, I have a 16-page complete guide to intermittent fasting. It'll help you know what to do, know what not to do, how to get started. I have it printed out here. You can print it out, read all the stuff in there. It'll tell you what to do, what not to, and it has all the benefits, and you'll be really surprised. On page 3, there's some benefits that are not health related that are super surprising and pretty cool. So if you'd like that, just send me a private message and say fasting guide, and be happy to send that to you. You can check it out, get started. Love to help you any way I can. So if you want that, send me a private message, and have a great rest of your evening, and I'll see you in my next video.